got my daughter's Latrax Teton here, and I can't explain how frustrated I am with this thing. We bought this for, I don't know, for her birthday a long time ago, actually. And she just has not had a chance to really have fun with it because it will not steer straight. Every time we take it somewhere, it just wants to go left, it wants to go right. You straighten it out with the trim, it does the same thing. And a couple weeks ago, I took the front end apart here, thinking that maybe I just needed to put a little bit more tension on the servo saver here. So I pulled the servo out, and to my surprise, the servo is just pinched in there with this little top bracket here. And so in the process, I went ahead and put some double-sided sticky tape on that to try to just to try to get that thing a little bit more secure. My thought was maybe the servo was moving around. That ended up not being the case. But I also added a couple washers on the servo saver spring and put that all back together. Took it to the track, and problem still existed. It made no difference at all. There is a lot of play in the front end of these things. I mean, everything up here is really, really soft plastic, which, you know, keeps it from breaking. But at the same time, the steering is just not going straight. It just will not stay straight. So I don't know what's going on with the thing. I am going to try putting this Savox servo in here after taking it apart and everything, which is not difficult, but to pull all that steering out and to mess with that, it took me a little bit of doing to do that. A lot of little screws in there. You got to take all this off. So it was kind of a pain in the butt for what it was. Not hard, just kind of a little bit of a tedious process there. But after I got everything put together, I was thinking maybe it's a servo, but I don't really think it's going to be the servo. We'll find out. I'm going to go ahead and take this, put the servo in there, take it to the track tomorrow, because we're going to be racing, and just see if it drives straight. I'm guessing it's not going to. I'm thinking what the solution is going to be is I'm going to have to replace all this plastic steering linkage in here. It's very, very flexible, and I think it's just a flaw in the design. It's very frustrating when you spend this kind of money on a product that you're expecting to be quality, and you have these kind of issues with it. We'll see if this servo actually fixes it, and if not, I'm going to have to figure out what to do with this linkage. I know they sell some aluminum linkages here that you can pick up on eBay and Amazon, and maybe I'm going to have to try that out. But so far, I'm very frustrated with this little vehicle. I should not have to spend any money on this thing to get it to steer straight. All right, servo's in there, and we'll take it to the track tomorrow again and try it out. As I was taking everything apart, this is very, very loose. There's a lot of play in that. You can actually turn it, and you know, you get movement, but the steering doesn't move actually. So I don't know if that's part of it, but that new servo is quite a bit faster than the stock Traxxas servo. That's a good thing. So let's go ahead and take it to the track tomorrow and see what she does. Driving straight. It's actually driving straight. Must have fixed it. So guys, that's the track report on it. I'm happy to say that I'd call it 90% fixed. I did take it out there again, and I noticed a little bit of wandering here and there, but for the most part, it ran pretty straight, and I can make laps with it without having to adjust the steering trim. So I'm going to call it a success. I think the servo is what fixed it. You know, if you're going to race one of these, which I don't think there's too many people racing these little trucks, but if you're going to race it, yeah, you're probably going to want to fine tune it a little bit more. But for the way my daughter's going to run this thing, I think it's going to be just fine. So again, I think most of the problem was just in the cheap servo that Traxxas puts in these. Still a little disappointed in it. I shouldn't have had to buy a servo for this thing. It's basically, it is brand new. I mean, we hadn't even run this thing on the dirt yet, basically. Anyway, guys, please let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like the video, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in.